very active weather pattern is developing, and it will be filled with all kinds of insane weather. A few powerful winter storms are set to develop and progressively grow stronger and more impactful over the next 7 days, which will lead to a lot of snowfall. Additionally, a temperature roller coaster is developing in early March, hinting at increasing probabilities of severe weather across the central United States. The next couple of weeks of weather will be nothing short of crazy, so let's get right into the forecast. And I want to begin today's forecast by talking about the weather pattern that'll be impacting the United States over the next 7 days. And to look at that, we are going to look at our jet stream. And this is going to be a big player when it comes to all the snow that we're going to be seeing over the next 7 days. On top of that, severe weather is likely going to make a return. So right now, we have a big dip in our jet stream still along the east coast of the United States. That's keeping things below average for the most part back over in the northeast. On top of that, we have these little Alberta clippers that are forming, and those are going to continue to bring more snowfall into areas like New England today, and perhaps even into the weekend. By Thursday and Friday, yet again, another storm system is going to be developing here across the Ohio Valley. This storm system does not look to be very significant, but it could bring some more snowfall to the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. And on top of that, we could even see some isolated strong to severe storms along the East Coast. Once we go into Friday and Saturday, this is when things really get interesting. We'll have a high-pressure system developing back over in the far southern plains. While that is happening, a surface-based high-pressure system will be developing over in the Midwest. And what's going to be very interesting about this is that we should get enough moisture underneath that high-pressure system, kind of sandwiched between these two highs, to create a zone where we could see a mix of freezing rain, which could lead to ice, heavy snowfall, and also some heavy rainfall. So, we are talking about a potential significant winter storm this weekend across parts of the Central Plains, Midwest, Ohio Valley, and back into the Northeast. And then, during the first week of March, that's when things really change. We will continue to have this large snow zone that'll be set up across the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and the Northeast. But we are expecting large storms to return back over the Rockies. And you know what that means? Severe weather is going to be making a return here very soon. And I do think we'll have some really good shots of severe weather during the first 2 weeks of March. So, buckle up back over in the Great Plains and the Southeast for the return of severe weather. Now, let's jump into the future radar and talk about who's going to be seeing snow, who's going to be seeing severe weather over the next 7 days, beginning with what is happening right now. We have a large low-pressure system currently sitting just to the north of the Great Lakes. This is once again an Alberta clipper. It will be moving across the northeast throughout the daytime today. Notice that we have a large area of light to moderate snowfall stretching from Indiana, Ohio, and West Virginia into central and southern New England. This is nothing like the nor'easter that we just saw. For the most part, the snowfall rates are only going to be about 1/2 of an inch to maybe an inch per hour here across the northeast. Also, not as long-lasting, but we will have some snow showers basically all day today. They should be relatively scattered, though, across the northeast. We also have this large area of moisture over in the Pacific Northwest. This is an atmospheric river event that is developing. And some of that moisture late tonight and into early tomorrow will make its way across the Central Plains and the Midwest. So late Wednesday and early Thursday, we'll have a little bit of light snowfall stretching across Des Moines, central Illinois near Springfield, and back towards Indianapolis. And this will eventually become a slightly larger storm system on Thursday. With that said, the risk of severe weather has definitely downtrended. This does not appear to be anything significant when it comes to severe weather or really even snowfall. But there could be some strong storms if you're back over here in the southeast, but snow will be on the table Thursday afternoon across areas like Maryland, including Washington, D.C., West Virginia, and then eventually into central and southern New Jersey, even Long Island and extreme southern New England. We'll see some light snowflakes late Thursday and early Friday. But this is again not the big story. The big story is what's coming this weekend as models have continued to uptrend towards a significant winter storm. So late Friday night, another Alberta clipper is expected to pass close to the United States. This may bring some more snowfall again to the northeast, but again, generally speaking, not that significant. What's going to be crazy is Saturday night into Sunday, as we are expecting a very intense high-pressure system to develop back over in the northern plains and the Midwest. This is also where Arctic air is going to try to spill into the country. And on the underneath side of this, on the south side, that is where we're expecting a little bit of moisture to try to grow, and it's going to be cold enough to the point where we could get some snow. So late Saturday and early Sunday, again, it does not look like much here initially, but look at this. By Sunday morning, we are talking about an elongated area here of moisture developing anywhere from basically Nebraska back into the northeast with periods of light snowfall, but it becomes a lot larger Sunday afternoon into the evening. Notice how we start to actually see a legit winter storm develop. This is because we are going to get some moisture from the Pacific, and as this high-pressure system moves more to the east, that's going to allow for more of that rising motion, which is also called ascent. And what that's going to allow for is all sorts of precipitation to develop late Sunday across the Central Plains and the Midwest. And notice how we have this large band of heavy snowfall stretching from Nebraska back into Indiana and Ohio, even back into Chicago. And perhaps in the middle of that, we could even see a little bit of freezing rain and sleet try to develop near areas like St. Louis and Kansas City. Now granted, this is still a few days from now. We're still talking about 4 or 5 days from now until this thing actually transpires. With that said, model guidance has continued to hint that we are going to be talking about another major winter storm this weekend, which is again just unbelievable. I mean, we've had several winter storms here throughout the winter, and this one could definitely be another really big one. As we go into late Sunday, early Monday, that snow threat continues to expand from Nebraska into New York. Freezing rain and sleet possible basically from Kansas City all the way into West Virginia. And then by Monday morning, this storm will start to move again into the northeast. I cannot believe it, but the northeast has been hammered this winter already by heavy snow, and we are going to probably see more of that here on Monday. It looks very likely that another significant winter storm is going to take place where we could see upwards of 6 to 12 plus inches of snow in some locations, as moderate to heavy snow will continue underneath that Arctic high. And then on Tuesday is when that storm system moves out. The GFS has another storm forming by that Tuesday into Wednesday, which, again, uncertainty is definitely there by that point. And by the middle and end of next week, obviously predictability gets a lot lower. 7+ days out, it's really hard to predict this type of stuff. However, the synoptic overview is that we will likely see troughing develop over on the West Coast. This should start to allow for severe weather events to return in the Great Plains and into the Southeast. So, we need to really watch the long-term period here as well for the return of maybe some significant severe weather. And it looks like March is going to be a very active month when it comes to severe storms. And confidence is really increasing that we are going to see a winter storm this weekend. Even the European model that didn't even catch on to this nor'easter that we just had until about a day out from the event is now beginning to show signs of some pretty heavy snowfall and even freezing rain potentially across the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and back into the Northeast. Granted, not showing it nearly as large. And then it has that other winter storm right behind it by Tuesday in the Northeast. So again, winter's really not going anywhere. This is pretty crazy stuff, but we are going to be heading into early March with at least 1, if not 2 more major winter storms. And guys, what I'm about to show you is something that you should not be taking seriously right now as the forecast will continue to change, but I want to at least outline the areas that could be under the gun for some pretty significant snowfall this weekend into early next week. Again, things could change to the forecast. So these numbers are very premature, but I'm just showing you the corridor, which again would be from basically western Iowa all the way back into southern New England. Yes, there is a possibility that we could see 10+ inches of snow in a lot of areas, but it's too early to predict that. We still got a few days, and models are still varying in terms of the intensity. The European model only showing maybe 3 to 6 inches. The GFS is showing a widespread +1+ foot of snow. So again, there's definitely differences there. And then this is also highlighting the areas that may see ice this weekend into early next week. Again, we're talking Sunday and Monday from Kansas City all the way back into Maryland and Delaware. But again, exact numbers, impacts, all that stuff, very uncertain. Just something that you should be keeping on your radar right now. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. We'll give you the latest updates on this upcoming winter storm. This right here is the National Weather Service blend of models. It kind of gives you an idea of what we're going to be seeing in terms of snowfall just over the next few days. This right here is what we're seeing today into early tomorrow. Again, not really seeing much significant snow across the Northeast. A few locations may push near a foot just east there of Watertown, New York. And then once we go into the weekend and early next week, uncertainty grows. But right now, the NBM is showing a very large area of at least 3 to 6 inches of snow. The Northeast, though, again is looking very likely that we are going to see another significant winter weather event at least Sunday into Monday. If not, we might even see another one by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And over the next 7 to 10 days, we are not going to see that many more Arctic blasts, but we will have another cold shot of air late tonight into tomorrow across the Northeast. And then once we go into Saturday and Sunday, yes, there will be some Arctic air making its way into the Midwest and the Great Lakes, but it's not going to go that far down to the south. Northeast will also be impacted by that by late Sunday into Monday. The groundhog is continuing to keep that cold air locked in once we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. So, the first week of March, we are expecting the return of very warm air, which should lead to the return of severe weather. And once this large winter storm forms on Sunday, this will be the temperature contrast across the country. Oklahoma City at 81, over in Iowa only in the 20s. It is going to be pretty crazy, I think, Sunday into Monday. As always, thank you all so much for watching today's forecast on Michael Carter Weather. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. We'll have another video tomorrow. So, click the bell icon so you're notified with the latest updates, and we will see you in the next video. Goodbye.